Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Toronto Rock Athletic Center for Arena Lacrosse League action. Here brought to you by the JVI Sports Network. I'm Matthew Carrick, and we've got the Toronto Monarchs in their gold uniforms, gold and purple. And they're going to go right to left here in the first quarter as the ball is picked up by Brandon Turner off the opening face-off. Gray uniforms, green letters and shorts for this Steelhawks club, and this is an important one for Whitby as they can move into a tie for first place with the Monarchs as that one bounces off a body in front, and Craig Wendy had to make a nice second effort save. This would be the 11th game of the season for the Monarchs. They have one in hand over Whitby and a 2-point lead in the standings, and they do boast the lowest goals against average, 120 coming into tonight's game in the league, and that's due in large part to a great season for Craig Wendy so far. Whitby keeping the ball outside, around the back pass, cross crease, and another save from Wendy early, as now the Monarchs will push it up the floor, led by Matt Hodgins. Hodgins straight down the pipe, and that one's going to bounce past Lucas Coote, who gets the call in net for the Steelhawks here tonight. Already played minute and a half as Nick Grasby will slow things down and wait for his bench's offense to get the change. Brandon Ben setting the pick. Couldn't handle the return pass, and now it'll be kicked ahead here by Whitby. And unable to corral it is Alec Johnson. And Johnson will just wait out the shot clock and get a clean possession with the fresh offensive legs on the floor. J.P. Keeley into the corner, looking for the cutter through. I believe that was Travis Sibalks. As down the floor, this is the play that they like to run. Niall Caravello, defender all over that though, and Caravello will stay out there as he passes off to Alistair Warren. Warren to the trailer, a bounce shot attempt there. I believe that was Jordan Dance coming in tonight, leading the league in goals scored with 32. We have first, second, and third in goals. 31 from Austin Murphy and 25 for Cam Milligan. Cam Milligan second in league points with 61 behind Austin Murphy, who leads them all with 67. So it should be a great matchup as we're still trying to settle in here, waiting our opening goal 2.5 minutes into the first quarter. If you're new to Arena Lacrosse, where have you been all season? First and foremost, but we will play 4 15-minute periods. And we play under the NLL rulebook. This one to the far side, that tips off a stick of a Steelhawks player in front. Wendy will point to it in the corner. And the Monarchs will get a fresh possession here, led by Patrick Miles up over center. Grasby stopping now over the restraining line. Grasby to Dustin Caravello, who is fourth in league points. As we look at the leaders up there, back for Jordan Dance. He got taken down, but now back to Grasby. And from way up top, Brandon Ben will try and lift it on net to beat the shot clock. 2 shot clocks on back-to-back possessions now for the Toronto Monarchs. I'm not sure they have a shot on net yet in this game. Bit of confusion here with the 3-man officiating crew, led by Roger Nurse on the far side, on where that ball was going to start, but they did take it back at center. And another pass, I believe, intercepted. It looks like the captain, Spencer James, jogging up with it. James is going to keep and shoot, and that one goes wide. A high bouncer that's going to make its way up to center. And as the Monarchs player, Reed Board, touches it, it'll be called on the over and back violation. Steelhawks started with a bouncer over to Cody Hamley. Eventually finds its way, as it does most times on this Steelhawks offense, to J.P. Keeley. Coming close to center, Keeley with a big bump there, and it was off a Monarch's body, I guess, as there's no over and back. Here's Keeley with it again, no reset, 2 on the shot clock, and Wendy with a nice low save. As it's played up to to the timeline again. Pardon me, Niall Caravello now for Grasby. Far side, Jordan Critch. He'll send it into the corner. Couple dance steps there by Tyler Ferreira. His shot hits a stick and bounces wide of the net before going off the rafters and straight down in behind the Steelhawks net, out of play. Real fast start to this game. Nearly 5 minutes gone already as we near our, what would be our first officials timeout, but we'll take it halfway through each quarter. As the ball returns to the near side. Up top, looking pass and taking the shot. I believe that's Austin Murphy, who now moves into a tie with Jordan Dance for the league lead in goals. That's his 32nd of the year. And Brandon Turner, great to see him back on a lacrosse floor, a couple of years away due to concussion issues. Actually was told he wouldn't be able to play that or hockey again, and he's been back on both surfaces this winter. I believe came back last year as he was playing hockey, but Brandon Turner lost that face-off, however, to Michael Gillen, and this gives the Monarchs possession. Brandon Muse dancing around the restraining line, and the shot around a screen and in the back of the net to tie things up here. So, pardon me, Brandon Ben pulling the trigger to tie things up. So 1 goal aside. This time Turner will pick it up, and a nice defensive play from Michael Gillen, who did not take the face off that time. Played out of the corner. Blaze Riordan now will find a man off the bench. Riordan here with it for Whitby. Turner up top. Blaze again, far side. They work it to go straight down the pipe. A sidearm shot, and it bounces off the dasher board by Chris Bouchy. Played almost his entire career in a combination of Halton Hills and Burlington Chiefs as the low crease man, but that time just selecting to take the shot from up top. As the Monarchs will send it to the far side. In on the crease, looking low. And I think that was Critch this time for sure. On the crease, and he's stopped by Lucas Coote. Dylan Hutchison will start it out for Steelhawks. On the near side, Alec Johnson. Far side for Sibolks. Back for Johnson again. Shoots around a screen, and somehow Wendy got a piece of that. So quick going side to side is Craig Wendy this year. Earlier this season, and we try the dunk shot, and it's good, as there is a big-time pile up on the far side. Well, as we said, the NLL rulebook enforced here, and I think that's Garrett Lewis, the font and color all the way on the other side. First time tonight that Brandon Turner will not take a face-off as Gillen crouches in. And that is a play that you can make in the NLL rulebook. That dunk shot, quick off the face-off dot. Corey Upshaw finds the trailer, and a bouncer gets past Craig Wendy. And I think that's Bouchy coming off the bench to make it 3-1 now for Whitby. And the Monarchs will send Alistair Warren to the face-off dot now against Corey Upshaw. And the ball ends up into the corner. Craig Wendy with a man on him, but they go quickly down the floor, and looking top corner and shooting wide were the Monarchs, who will now slow things down. Red bucket for Adam J. On a bounce to Muse, who gets it back to Brandon Ben. Ben around a corner. His shot goes off a helmet, and it looked like it might have been the Monarch player, Alistair Warren. He was tied up there with, I think, Mark Farthing. And they rule it went off farthing before it went out of play as the Monarchs get it. And a dive attempt and a goal. 2 Monarchs players all alone on the crease. And they'll start to claw their way back here with Jordan Dance getting one back here for Toronto as it's now 3-2, 7:22 left to go. As we await the officials' timeout, should be on the next whistle. As now Turner and Gillen back to the face-off circle to do battle. Should get a heavy dose of these two all night long. Gillen did pull it out and got it into the correct side of his stick. Only one step, a rule change for this year. His shot on a bounce up out of play, and that will be the officials' timeout. You're watching Arena Lacrosse League action from the Toronto Rock Athletic Center in Oakville. Steelhawks get set to restart the action down in their own zone as they lead 3-2 here, just outside of 7 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Toronto Rock Athletic Center will be host to the Final Four weekend, April 7th and 8th. As in front there, taken down was Austin Murphy. Looked up at the official, no call coming there as he was just about to take the shot and it forced it high. But now the Monarchs. A lot of chatter coming from the far side on the bench as Ben will go around the back. Eventually up top to Alistair Warren here. He collides with a big pick as Ben gets it back in the corner. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Ben hauled down in the corner right in front of another official. Again, no call here. Rough and tumble across as Ben stands over the ball. And the Steelhawks will get possession here. Warren a whack as Keeley walks it up the near boards. Briefly took a hit, fakes the behind the back pass, now goes to the far side for real. Spinning away is Cam Milligan, who's another big offensive weapon for this Whitby squad. Shot ends up coming from Blaze Riordan though, saved by Wendy. Rebound picked up here by the Monarchs, and they come up with speed, led by Mason Wright. Chopped away at the last minute by Blaze Riordan, and it will cause a turnover here for Whitby. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left in the quarter as Turner gets a man with speed, Jeff Fernandez. A Green Gales product for many years as a shot comes from the far side. That was Milligan sending it into the logo of Craig Wendy. Jordan Dance. Dance to the half wall. Back for Nick Grasby. Now Grasby trying to find a cutter, somehow climbing the ladder to get a stick on it and just not able to make the shot count was Jordan Dance, who was way up high to try and receive that one. Alistair Warren walking to the crease, taken through, and an extra shot into the end boards. Him and Dalton Lundy having a conversation. Now an official and a teammate will separate them as we play on with less than 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Near side, J.P. Keeley lets one rip, looking 5-hole on Wendy, and he makes the save, and as he's done so many times this year, gets up to his feet and looks down floor. Nobody home, though, so he goes to Reed Board, who will now pass to Dustin Caravello, who will slow things down. Caravello, Board, back for Ben, who's stumbling and now goes backwards. Ball loose in the corner, and we got a big collision looking for it. It squirts out to Caravello, who takes a shot around a high screen as Garrett Lewis got in the way to redirect that one. And it goes wide for yet another shot clock violation. The Monarchs with the lowest goals against in the league. The Whitby Steelhawks, though, with the highest goals for in the league. They do have a game in hand over a couple teams, but 165 leads the pack coming into tonight's game. Bit of trouble picking this one up here by Adam J as we get a jousting match on the far side. Eric Krepensick had a stick up there with Chris Boucher. Meanwhile, Grasby taking it down. Dance again, trying that one-time shot. and unable to handle it cleanly. Dance a second time couldn't pick it up, and then he's run over. And the bench, led by head coach Gavin Prout and Brad MacArthur, arguing that on the far side, but it will be fresh 30 here for Toronto. Grasby in the corner. They had one in the middle, and it bypasses him up for Dance. And a stick check made by the Steelhawks player, forcing it up and out of play. And again, Whitby quick in transition, though. Here's Dylan Hutchison over to the far side. Coming back again. East-West game here so far on this possession for Whitby. And it ends up with an errant shot that's going to bounce all the way down the floor and be an over and back violation. And a Toronto Monarchs ball. Bounce it up for Caravello. Less than 3 remaining in the quarter. As Brennan Muse, pass was a little too low for him. Sean Gillies there. They're going to say this was tipped off a Whitby player. Oh, and Adam J. a little nonchalant about that. Nearly put it right into the stick of Jason Crawford. Hard shot from the restraining line by Jordan Critch. Jason Crawford can do damage when he gets the ball. We saw that in the Winter League a couple seasons ago. The overtime winner for the championship. As J.P. Keeley dances around, this time forces a double team as the ball does end up far side. Keeley with room. Now to Milligan, who circles the crease and takes a behind-the-back shot that goes wide. Michael Gillen with it now. Pops out of his stick. A couple extra whacks at it. Monarchs still trying to get out of the zone. Whitby Steelhawks bench calling for the 8-second violation. I kind of agree. Milligan's going to fake the pass, though, as no harm, no foul. Whitby gets it back anyways. As Keeley will sidestep his way in. Up top, Austin Murphy. Now Milligan. Milligan puts his arm around Gillen and just judo tosses him almost to the ground. No call on the far side. And that's upset Mike Gillen. But Matt Hodgins leads the charge back. Here's Warren now. Alistair Warren's pass blocked. Comes over center. But it was off the stick of Curtis Conley. The Monarchs with 10 seconds on their shot clock here. They'll put it into the corner. Pass back for Brandon Ben, and he took a little bit off it. And Lucas Coote too far to his right-hand side, just outside. Gillen and Corey Upshaw now at the face-off circle, and it will be Mike Gillen who immediately gets the stick chopped out of his hand. Passes for Caravello. Caravello trying to get away from Mark Farthing, Corey Upshaw. Farthing, another player who has missed some time with injury. His first game after fighting hard to make it to the NLL. Suffered a pretty devastating knee injury, but good to see him back on the floor. As here's Dance, stumbles, takes the shot and scores. Oh my, what a goal from Jordan Dance as he was getting hauled down. And this is dangerous territory for the Monarchs here. Led by Craig Wendy. They can put a little bit of a run together late in the quarter. They can definitely stop momentum. Shot clock and game clock almost dead even here. And they're going to call Craig Wendy to the bench for the final 15 seconds of the quarter. Caravello with it now. 6-man set for the Monarchs. Has Grasby up top. There's Dance in the middle. The quick shot there, Alistair Warren. And the whistle goes with 4 seconds left. Standing is Coote. He'll launch it down the floor, and it's a bit wide and too high to go in the net. But Nick Grasby was back there to mind the cage. Teams will switch sides for this second quarter, where the Monarchs lead 4-3. Late goals by Brandon Ben and Jordan Dance. They're the only 2 scorers for the Monarchs. 2 goals apiece in that first quarter. And Toronto controls possession here, but Tyler Ferreira. Bouncer far side for Nick Grasby. Caravello sets a couple picks in front. Comes back for Muse. Has a bouncer off the far side. intercepted. They were looking for Muse on the crease, and here comes Whitby back the other way. Whitby Steelhawks working right to left in this second quarter. They had goals from Chris Boucher, Austin Murphy, J.P. Keeley. Usual list of suspects as Cam Milligan continues to add to his points total, coming into tonight's second in the league in that category. Oh, a twister shot there as Wendy was forced into the splits. And I think that was Austin Murphy, who the official said towed the line as he came across the front of the crease. Jordan Critch pushed high outside of the restraining line. Now to Grasby down low. Open space here for Jordan Dance, who shoots around a pick. And that shot's going to go wide, close to the over and back line. Now jumping to save the possession. And then it's going to bounce away in the corner as the shot clock will go. But a nice play up at the line. I think that was Dustin Caravello, the Orangeville Northman alumni. Ball down low for Milligan now. Back up top, Boucher steps into one and shoots and scores, and we've got a tie game. As Gillen and Upshaw battle at the dot, and it's Gillen that wins it out. Giving it back for Cody McLeod. Now Caravello now getting the draw team off the floor. As Brandon Ben circles the crease looking for the ball, and he will steal it away from Lucas Coote. Ben Keeley on the floor, posturing him up. Now up top is Mark Farthing. Coote had a bit of trouble with that low shot, but does get the possession here for Whitby. She'll try and bring it up the floor, led by Travis Sebolks. Here's Gillies. He wants a switch, but there's nobody staying on the left side of the floor as they all scampered off to the bench. So Alistair Warren, another righty, will come on and accept the pass. As now, there's a lot of righties on that set. The only lefty was being covered. It was Jordan Critch. Bouncer here to the near side where Boucher is looking for his hat trick. Goes for Milligan, who tries to get to the crease. He's pushed aside. Milligan still with it, though. As that pass goes wide into the corner, bounces back in front where it's picked up by the Monarchs, and they've got one leading the pack. But it's carried up here by Dance. Dance will take it all the way himself, and Coote with the shrug save and sits on the line. Where's the ball? As Niall Caravello got tied up in front. And Coote did make the save. Hidden ball play here as Alec Johnson had flipped to Austin Murphy, still faked like he had it. And a couple of Whitby players nearly fall over each other. Eventually, Keeley does take the shot. So it'll be picked up on the far side. Now Austin Murphy getting it back after a brief stop on the far side as Murphy takes a shot here. Played off the glass as the Monarchs will bring it up across center. Patrick Miles will release in front of the bench. Turn for Muse, and Muse passes through as Tyler Ferreira on his way to the crease took a big shot, but managed to get the shot away. And then miscommunication there as this one bounces errantly down the floor. And Craig Wendy starts another possession here for Toronto. Matt Hodges back for Muse. Far side, Caravello. Grasby opening space for him. Lots of room for Grasby to shoot, and it just goes wide. As Caravello comes back with it, looking for Brendan Muse on the return. And Brandon Turner was there to intercept. Turner for Keeley now. He takes a big whack as Turner's backing away. Looks like Toonsy's going to stay out here and take an offensive shift. Nearly did, about halfway, as there's 10 seconds now left on the shot clock. And the ball's on the far side. Dropping his shoulder is Bushi, lets a shot go. And we're going to get a delayed penalty here, I think. No, the ball went up and out of play, and it was tipped by a Toronto player. As we've played 5 minutes here in this second quarter. Bushi, lots of room, takes the shot after absorbing a big hit from Tyler Ferreira. Played back for Keeley now. Keeley stumbles, now gets up, facing Gillies. Spencer James on the far side playing defense. Way wide there by Cam Milligan, the sidearm shot, the Peterborough Lakers product. And Niall Caravello will accept this pass as he brings it back over the restraining line. Resetting the shot clock for the Monarchs. Up top for Dance. Here's a shot, and we've got offsetting penalties coming here just as the shot was about to go. As the Monarchs will have it, Jordan Critch starting from center. Now for Dance. Dance off the wall, untouched. Works right through and then stepped in the crease. And he's not happy with that mistake. And too many men call coming here against the Monarchs. And our first power play look of the game after our first penalties. Of course, they were offset. So the Monarchs here to set up now. They put Critch up top. Ben from the shooter spot. He lets one go, and Coote will cover up the rebound. In his crease, down the floor to the front door. What a pass here. And what a save from Craig Wendy with Blaze Riordan right in his face. Lucas Coote showing off his passing skills. Now, something we've seen from Wendy all year, like we said. Ball working its way around the horn. Shot comes from Ben again. Off the backboards, off the glass, and then fumbled at the timeline there by Jordan Critch. And that'll be the over and back violation as we're just about to hit the halfway mark of the power play. Still tied at 4 as Murphy will take this all the way up top. Shot clock is running. It's down to 15 as Murphy will bounce it to Riordan on the far side. Here's Keeley. Shot off the end boards. Mark Farthing the closest as the defensive set gets out there, stops the clock with 7.5 minutes left, and we'll take our officials' timeout. Knotted at 4 as halfway through the second quarter. Toronto with 44 seconds left in their power play outside of the media timeout. Has Dustin Caravello up top now. Caravello with Dance on the near side and Muse in the corner. Big cut here, working in the spin move. Puts Alistair Warren in the crease. That play nearly worked out. 25 left in the power play. Whitby can kill the remainder if they so desire. Mark Farthing with it. Farthing way over the top. Getting it to the far side for Keeley. Plays Riordan with it now. Bump there by Murphy. Could have made an argument, I think, for a moving pick, but none comes there. The bench also wanted a slashing call against the Toronto player, but they weren't getting that one either. Here's Dance now. As we return to 5-on-5 play. Ball into the corner, bounces away from Tyler Ferreira. He will get it back and goes around his screen. Thrown by Jordan Critch. Coote with the save. Was looking down floor for Curtis Conley. And he couldn't hang on. This one off the stick of a Monarchs player as Alec Johnston finds a man off the bench. And it's going to be a goal. I believe that's Garrett Lewis. And I believe Whitby's first lead, if I'm not mistaken. Alistair Warren, all of this set up top so far. Now they go down low for Muse. He was trying to find his man on the far side, which was Alistair Warren. But Whitby retaining possession here. Under 6 to play in the half. 1 goal lead for the Steelhawks. Took that recently from Blaze Riordan. Shot here from Keeley. Wendy had a little bit of trouble with it, but does end up keeping it in front. As it's run up the near side by Niall Caravello. Him and Dalton Lundy released their offsetting penalties on that last goal. Just to be shoveled back here for Dance. He's still stuck on 2 goals here in the game, and another sidearm shot gets hung on to there by Coot. It's Tyler Albrecht. Will run it down the near side. Albrecht, no good looks for him, so he'll flip off to Keeley. Riordan, near side. Austin Murphy dancing around, and full splits for Wendy. Gets the right leg on it, and then we get an interference call right against the boards that will hand the ball to the Monarchs. Under 5 minutes left in the half. Reed Board up over center, takes a couple whacks. Brandon Muse there to collect the loose ball. Jordan Critch, another spin move. Ball sneak out the back. Grasby's pass hits off the top of the glass but stays in play. Back for, Critch. Whose shot saved there by Lucas Coot. Nick Grasby with it. He'll turn back and pass to Caravello. Niall Caravello. We saw Dustin has been off the floor for a couple of possessions. It's he had to run to the dressing room. Looks like he's replacing the head on a shaft. Delayed penalty, a shot and a goal. Meanwhile, on the floor. And I think that's Alistair Warren. Looks like he's fixed the stick now. He saw him hammering it into the ground. We'll get some tape on it. And he should be back out next shift. But missed a couple minutes there replacing a shaft, and we know how dangerous Dustin Caravello is for this Toronto Monarchs team. Patrick Miles controlling the face-off. He comes up over center. Brandon Ben working away from pressure. Up top there for Dance, who gets away from coverage. Soaring through the air, he's got the hat trick. What a play all around from Jordan Dance, who broke coverage. Dance now retakes a 2-goal lead in the top goal scorer category. Cam Milligan came into tonight 3rd with 25, looking for his first of the night still. Gillen thought he had the face-off, and it laid dormant there for Brandon Turner, who passed to the crease and then taken out hard into the end boards. Turner over to say something to the Toronto player, as I believe that was Murphy who got up slowly. And do we have another too many men call here, I think? Looked like he was a little slow getting to the bench, but shook off the trainer, and he's out here for the power play now. Here's Milligan. Into the corner, Riordan. Back up top, this shot off the inside of the post from Milligan, and then Wendy somehow keeping it in front again. It ends up in the pocket of the stick. Played back by Critch. The bouncer for Muse now. 15 on their shot clock. And Dance here. Dance to the far side. Oh, look at the passing play there. And Jordan Critch just off the post and bouncing out wide. as Toronto tried to get a 2-goal lead. Short-handed and just not to be. Some nifty passing by the Toronto Monarchs penalty killers. Milligan now. In the middle, a couple whacks for Keeley. Decided to go behind his back. And a delayed penalty coming here to Toronto. The shot and the goal. There it is from Milligan. 2:02 left, and against Dustin Caravello, who goes to the box. So their Monarchs will remain shorthanded for what will be the better part of the rest of the half, unless Whitby scores. Swinging attempt at the ball there goes up into the face mask of Dylan Hutchison, right in front of the visitors' bench. They all reacted, but no arms go up from the officials. Hidden ball play here. Looks like Austin Murphy still has it. Definitely up to Milligan now. Briefly to the far side. Riordan, Milligan. Hard shot, finds the mesh. As we're about to go back and forth, it looks like, to end the half. 1:31 left before we take the break. Gillen and Turner in what's become a very important face-off battle here. And another one that Gillen overran. Turner couldn't pick it up either, but a diving save by Hutchison. The return pass bounces past Hutchinson. Near side for Murphy. He'll send a bouncer to the front door, where Chris Bouchy puts it behind the net for Milligan. Ripping a shot there, Blaze Riordan. And Craig Wendy back on his heels right now, as that's 3 straight inside of a minute. 1 second actually, to be exact. And all momentum on that visitors bench right now as Brandon Turner crouches back in against Mike Gillen. These two have been going head-to-head for a couple years here in winter ball, as Gillen comes away with the face-off. And Niall Caravello up over center. Bounces it to Critch, and the face-off team gets off. Critch trying to look for Dance after he collided with Jordy Jones-Smith. But around the near side, Tyler Albrecht will run it down the near side. 35 seconds left in the period. Looking for 2 for 1, and they'll take the goal instead. And it's ripped from the far side there by J.P. Keeley, his second of the night, as the chalkboards are out on both benches. And early movement off the line to our left. And just a couple seconds too many left on the clock for Whitby. And with the ball carrier in trouble, 27.5 on the clock, they will elect to take their timeout. .24 on the shot clock will be the call. 27.5 on the game clock, as Whitby lead by 3 with all the momentum. Call their timeout with Bouchy with the ball up top. They've got Coote on the bench as well, as now there's the change to get the goaltender back out. It's on the far side, back for Bouchy. 10 on the clock. In the corner for Milligan. He works out with it down in the corner. Working out the sidearm shot. Drops. There's 9 seconds left. A lot of time here for Toronto as they run it up the floor. Patrick Miles looking. Passes it back in. Jordan Critch right there to return it to Miles. But I think there was a timeout called just before that as the whistle went. Now we got to sort out the clock once again. We'll decide that and be back for the final play of the half. Monarchs looking to get one back here before the halftime break. They'll put 6 forwards on the floor. We whistle it in, 5 seconds left. As it comes up top, the shot there from Ben hits a body in front. And the Steelhawks will lead it by 3, and it looks like that caught Dylan Hutchison flush as he looks to be hurt. 9-6 after the first half. We'll be back with the final 30 minutes from the Toronto Rock Athletic Center. You're watching Arena Lacrosse League action, brought to you by the JVI Sports Network. The Toronto Monarchs a 2-point lead with 1 game in hand over the Whitby Steelhawks. who have played one more game and sit 2 points ahead of the Paris River Wolves, 4 ahead of the St. Catharines Shockwave. Right now, those would be your final 4. And right now, it is Whitby looking to make that a tie on equal ground, or pardon me, with obviously still one more game left played, but a tie atop the top of the standings. In first place here in Arena Lacrosse League, they're leading 9-6 after the first period, and they get the first and second good scoring chances here in the second half. What a play there by Bushi out of the corner, kicking it off the wall to be picked up by J.P. Keeley, but then the defense able to strip it away from him. Bushi sitting on 2 goals in that first period, as is Blaze Riordan and J.P. Keeley. So is Cam Milligan, who started that late run of momentum by the Whitby Steelhawks, both on the power play. Rising shot there from Brendan Muse, postures up, and he'll get his first of the game. Turner and Gillen head to head as they've been all night long, and Gillen turns and fires it backhand towards the restraining line where it's picked up by Patrick Miles. Miles to Warren in the corner for Niall Caravello. Pardon me, that is Dustin. As the shot comes there from Dance, loose in front and unable to pick up was Jordan Critch. Mark Farthing to Brandon Turner. Turner, one time a Rochester Nighthawk draft pick. Working around the corner, cutting back and in behind Wendy. Nifty move there to walk off the corner, as that'll make it double digits here for the Steelhawks, and I think it's J.P. Keeley with the hat trick. Pair of sevens will do battle as Michael Gillen crouches in, still a 3-goal lead. 1 goal apiece to start this second half. Gillen, another win. Looking down the floor for Miles, and just a little off to the side. He's got to retreat all the way behind his goal line to play it as Caravello. It's for Brandon Ben now. Ben goes to the net as Jordan Dance takes it up top. Bouncer off the pads of Coot. Controlled by Brandon Muse. He got the half started with his first of the game. As now Ben takes a shot towards the left foot. And it's a pad save made by Coot, who then stands up and sidearms it down the floor, where it's caught by Dylan Hutchison. He'll take a shot. Bit surprising there. Looked like he was about to stop and wait. Now a bouncer there from Keeley. Didn't quite find its way all the way through as the Monarchs will come back. Here's Jay. And a lot of action right in front of the net as Niall Caravello ends up in the crease. Apology there to Lucas Cute as Whitby works up with it. Keeley, pass from Upshaw. Gets it back for Murphy. And the return is going to bounce off the boards. It's caught up in the stick of Blaze Riordan. And Spencer James whacking at it. Riordan a bit slow getting off here as Eric Krepensek brings it over center. Riordan hopping to the bench, and Trainer will head over. We'll keep an eye on Blaze Riordan as meanwhile Alistair Warren loses the ball. And Curtis Conley had thoughts of a fast break, but that was thwarted by a quick change from Toronto, and then an errant pass going up into the safety net. It's caught up between the net and the glass, and there's a couple kids trying to work for that, a couple sticks, and meanwhile the other way, where's the ball caught in the stick of Coot? A great save there on Jordan Critch, who's been snake bit. A couple good chances right in front of the crease, but that time Lucas Coot and the stick getting the better of him. Happy to report one of the kids has got themselves an Arena Lacrosse League souvenir. As we turn our attention back to this end of the floor, couple fake shots. Wendy on Austin Murphy. Bit on the first fake and then put his arms up. And I think still made the save with the upper body to keep it a 10-7 game. Here's Grasby working down the corner. His shot off a Whitby player's stick, and we'll get a crease violation as Alistair Warren reached in. 10.5 left in the third quarter. 1 goal aside so far here in this second half. And an 8-second violation. Whitby taking a bit too much time to get it up over half. A lot of yelling from both benches. Whitby to hurry up and Toronto to call it. And before finally referees blew the whistle there. Spinning and firing, and oh, what a play to find the backdoor man on the crease. And Lucas Coote is all kinds of out of sorts now on that play. 10:08. 10-8 is the Whitby lead. Still being powered by that late surge near the end of the second quarter. Couple power play goals for Cam Milligan. That got things started in the final 2 minutes. 3 straight. I think when all was said and done, it was 4 straight. As they scored with about 7 or 8 seconds left as well. To lead by 3. Coming out of halftime, they lead by 2 now as we played 5.5 in this third quarter. Milligan will take it way up high. This is Blaze Riordan. We saw him go off hurt earlier. Murphy over the shoulder, he scores. Oh, that's a pretty one right there. Big grin under the cage. Around the back, over the shoulder. And Keeley's got 4 in the game here tonight. And that will extend the lead to 3 as Gillen won the faceoff from Upshaw but then couldn't control it. Now kicked back over by Whitby. And it will be Toronto ball. Pardon me. No one really sure who was coming or going on the bench. They were caught halfway through a change. Monarchs wanted to take possession and take advantage, but they were caught in the middle of the change as well. Grasby to Muse quickly, and Critch can't hang on the crease. As Caravello will take a big bump. Grasby off the restraining line to throw a big pick. Not sure how a guy with Nick Grasby's size throws a big pick, but that was it anyways. Has always played bigger and beyond his stature. And takes pretty good pride in being a tough guy as well. Another Toronto player getting work done over there. We see on the trainer's table. As Whitby, Niall Caravello now will pop the ball free. It's loose in the corner with 5 on the shot clock. Monarchs will just posture up as we can hear Craig Wendy yelling clock. And they will indeed get possession as they were 3-on-2 strength in the corner there. Mason Wright getting a good job from his grandfather who's here watching the game. Up top, had a chance to talk to him earlier. Funny hop off the boards in front of the visitors' bench as it looked like it was going over and back, and it's going to turn into a shot there from Brandon Ben. Ben has it now with a fresh 30 in behind the net, back to the restraining line for Caravello. Ben with it again. Early cut there from Tyler Ferreira, and oh, look out, and that goes in. I don't know how, but it did. Off the back glass, took a funny hop and rolled up the stick of Coote as his stick was over the line. That is an awkward one, and they'll have to decide who gets the goal there. But it's 11-9 now. Roger Nurse checked with the bench, and they said 11, so we'll go with that to make it 11-9 as the Monarchs still trying to claw their way back. As they're now within 2 on a funny one from Lucas Coote. There's something about that net off to our left, I think. Especially here tonight, we've seen some funny hops already. And that is a strange one that Coot's going to want back. Wendy wanting a couple back in that second quarter, as Blaze Riordan will now get it and slow it down as the draw team gets off for the Steelhawks. 7 minutes left here as the bouncer comes through. Craig Wendy makes the save. Most recent stoppage was a goal, so we continue to await the officials' timeout as Mike Gillen will circle the crease. Gets it back to the restraining line for Critch. And now Grasby out of the corner. Gillen will stumble here. Grasby, a swim move, looking to go to the crease, takes flight and scores. Oh my. What did we just say about Nick Grasby playing above his size? That's a big man goal right there. And Nick Grasby takes flight and will score as we still await the officials' timeout. Don't look now. Monarchs are within one. 6:38 now left in the third quarter. Turner and Gillen. It'll be Gillen winning the faceoff. Backhands it all the way back. Wendy has to come out of the crease. And close to the 8-second count now. Miles racing for it. Stick over the line, and Roger Nurse had the count, and he just beat it, I think. As now Dance will get a shot. Rebound rolls to the far boards, where it's picked up by Whitby. They're deep in the 8 count as Jordy Jones-Smith, Whitby Warrior product, will get it up towards center. Blaze Riordan now. From Murphy, back for Milligan, around the back, looking for Keeley, and his behind the back shot, where you're getting a scrum on the far side, as Niall Caravello will jump in between two players who are shoving. This will be the officials' timeout. We'll sort out the penalties. A 1-goal game here at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center. Officials elect not to take the timeout there with 5:45 left. So it will be straight power play here for the Monarchs. Up top for Dance. Takes a hard shot off the goaltender and up out of play. And that'll honk the horn. Now we'll get the officials' timeout. Whitby's lead shrunk to 1 goal, and off those offsetting penalties, we only get 1. And it was to Austin Murphy. I believe they called it roughing. As a shot comes here from Ben. Caravello thought he picked up the rebound, but he didn't. He's lost part of his shoe. As Coot will pick up and send it down the floor over the head of Hutchinson. And Niall Caravello gets there first. And then the stick gets into the back of the helmet, and he goes down hard. Dustin Caravello chasing Hutchinson here. Craig Wendy into the ear hole of the official. And Niall's gone down hard and hasn't moved. A lot more yelling here. Will step aside. Hope for the best for Niall Caravello as the officials discuss. But hope for the best for Niall Caravello as we step aside in a 1-goal game with 5 minutes left in the third. Five in a game has been assessed to Dylan Hutchison, I believe for high sticking, which is an automatic major in NLL. Dustin Caravello takes a shot, grabs the rebound, and then he gets hit and goes down. He was the most upset with his brother getting hit in the back of the head. And it was about what's now a 9-minute delay. At one point, teams were sent to their rooms. Didn't quite get there before Caravello sat up with help. Then with help got to his feet, but did walk off the floor. They were very concerned. Anything to do with the head or neck as we get another shot here from Jordan Dance. But Niall Caravello has gone to the room. And it is a 5-on-3 here for the Monarchs. What a save from Coote. And that brings the Whitby bench alive. Up top for Ben. Ben takes a shot and Coote with another save. Mark Farthing will keep it in the crease. 18 seconds left in the initial minor. That's the one to Austin Murphy. So here's Ben Caravello on the crease. He'll elect to stop up. 5 seconds left in the minor to Murphy. And Caravello reaches across the crease. Called back on a crease violation. And Farthing will pass it up. Now Murphy is on the floor. Whitby player goes down, lost his stick in the process. Here's Ben ripping a shot wide to the left of Coote. And that'll be over and back as Toronto touches up. There was no penalty call initially, but after the officials talked about it, there was a few words, nothing too egregious as the teams headed off the floor. But the officials decided 5 and a game for Dylan Hutchinson. And of that major penalty, there is 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. As the Monarchs still on the power play here. Still trailed by 1 as well. As Coote makes another save. And he's going to outlet here to the far side. Whitby working in a shot there and a save made by Wendy. We talked about the speed of Jason Crawford earlier, and he shows it there, breaking out. But Wendy able to make the save. Hidden ball play here. Looks like Alistair Warren keeps it. Up top for Ben, now Caravello. Into the corner, Muse. They've got Ferreira in the middle. He's the only one who hasn't touched it yet. As Muse over to the near side, and another crease violation against Warren, who towed the line. Couple good chances here for the Monarchs. One was an excellent save by Coote, and then 2 crease violations as Ferreira and Jay collide on the near side. And now the Whitby player taken down as Blaze Riordan gets up, and he's going to give a whack to the Toronto player. Parting shot. Eric Krepensek, I believe. Riordan again on the limp as he heads off to the bench. Meanwhile, Ben with a shot. Bounces just beside the foot of Coote. Off the glass, it does stay in. Ferreira will stay out there. Here's Ben. Up top, and shot there from Critch. Ends up in the body of Ferreira. Still stays out of the crease, though. Now Coote gets the big paddle on it. And there's a minute and a half left in the third quarter. Jordy Jones-Smith up over center. Whitby fans familiar with that, as he took it up over the halfway mark. J.P. Keeley, 4 goals in the game so far as he dances around on the restraining line. Check there from Dustin Caravello as the shot bounces off Wendy and into the corner. Played out now by Reed Board. Board at the line. An extra 3 seconds on the major penalty than there is in the quarter, and there's 1 minute left in that. As Ben has it, Caravello now back up top, a shot from Dance. That one sounded like it hit a stick as it bounces off the boards, goes back for Ben. Hard pass, tried to get it through Chris Bouchy, and he goes off to the bench in pain as Mark Farthing finds a trailer. Murphy the shot, and that might have hit the body of Ben. They're saying Wendy got the save, and Murphy will slow it down to get Mark Farthing and the defense off, and they can take this one all the way down nearly, as shot clock will be a factor though. 15 on it now, 23 left in the power play. Murphy with it, here's a shot, and there was an extra man in the play who went scampering off to the bench as Sibolks tries to take this away from Miles, and Miles shoots it wide. 3 seconds left as Jay takes the Whitby man down, and the arms go up on Whitby's bench now. Things are heating up at the track. It's a 1-goal game between the Toronto Monarchs and the Whitby Steelhawks. Tie for first on the line with the fourth quarter upcoming. We get set for the fourth quarter. Here's Gillen and Upshaw again, and the Whitby Steelhawks have killed off the entire 5-minute power play that started 5-on-3. And the Monarchs still trail by 1, but they have possession here. Dance there for Critch, and he finds the top corner. Bit of a fake play by Dance. And the Jordans Critch from Dance. Get excited, Halton Hills Bulldogs fans. They've heard those two connect a couple times. As Dance gets his first of the game now. Critch gets his first of the game now. Gillen back to the line, pulled it out just as Miles arrived on scene, and he picks it up. We're tied at 11, folks. As this one's gone back and forth, it took an entire quarter for the Monarchs to claw their way all the way back from that end of the second quarter run that the Steelhawks put together. But we are tied 11-all, 14 minutes left in regulation. As a big hit there, Ferreira goes down. That forced the shot wide as it's picked up right in front by the Steelhawk defense. Garrett Lewis jogs it over the line. Milligan to keep now as the offense gets on the floor. Blaze Riordan. Back for Milligan, who takes top spot off the glass. And a hearty bounce there for Austin Murphy, who recovers and takes it in and puts it behind Craig Wendy. Everybody with 4. Jordan Dance with 4. Brandon Ben, he's got a pair. Critch Grasby, Dustin Caravello, Brennan Muse, and Alistair Warren complete your scorers. Gillen will add his name to the list. And just as the Steelhawks take the lead, the Monarchs will get one back. Closing time here, or just about in the fourth quarter. Things are really picking up, and these face-off battles become all that more. Murphy from the corner. Back for Bushi. Give and go there, big time collision, and it's 2 Whitby players that end up on top of each other in the crease. Murphy getting up the worst for wear, as meanwhile it's a 3-on-1 the other way as the box door opens, and a second in the quarter for Jordan Critch. Speaking of Milligan, this is him. Curtis Conley at the dot. I saw the 7, but not the 2. My mistake, as Gillen awarded the face-off on the violation for Conlon. Muse to the far side. It ends up working in the corner. And Warren couldn't handle that pass as it bounced in for Coote. Conley now. Riordan off the bench, takes a bump, goes airborne, and scores. Blaze Riordan completing his hat trick. It's been a while. Mark Farthing asking for an explanation after back-to-back face-off violations against Chris Conley. They'll put Brandon Turner out there. The bench asking for an explanation as well. Gillen, he's been awarded all of them so far, flips it to himself, catches it in midair. It's a nifty little face-off play. One that's changed this year, as we said earlier on, with the one-step rule off the face-off. As this is Jordan Critch to the far side. Dance from his wrong side takes the shot, gets the reset as it hits off the mask of Coote. And then Caravello to send it back up top. Here's Dance again, working through, facing 4 defenders on his way to the net. Ball pops free. Quick stick play by Dance as he was taken down. Got the inside of the post. Either that or the foot of Lucas Coote as it works to the far side. Collision there between Lewis and Caravello, but it's going to be Whitby coming out, and they got a 2-on-1. Hustling off the bench is Sean Gillies, and on the crease, it's Krepensek taking the shot away. Adam J. Front door, low shot, they score. Alistair Warren with his second of the game. He'll make it 14-13 now. Outside of the quarter timeout break. Conley back there now to take the face-off against Gillen. Gillen postures up, and it'll be picked up by the Monarchs. But Brandon Turner in behind as it pops free. Will regain possession now for the Steelhawks. Murphy on the wall. Back up for Turner, far side. Plays Riordan in the corner. Keeley on the far side, Bushi to the crease. This is Keeley, and Wendy to his left makes the save. And then Whitby in the crease as Wendy was fumbling with it. If you missed us earlier, we saw Niall Caravello go off. Still haven't seen the trainer return from the dressing room to the Monarchs bench. As Grasby feeding in front. They were very worried, it looked like, from our position. Haven't received an update about the neck area, as there's a stick battle in behind the play. Looked like between Jordan Dance and Jason Crawford. As meanwhile, back the other way, Blaze Riordan has the ball in the corner. Monarchs player falls in front. There's a Whitby player who's lost his stick. As that shot doesn't get through, Spencer Janes gets a hand on his man who goes around the corner. Janes will come up with the rebound here off the Wendy save that just beat the shot clock. Jordy Jones-Smith, Spencer Janes staring each other down. Now Brendan Muse backs in. Muse a couple years ago actually spent time playing south of the border in the North American Lacrosse League. I think he was a Kentucky stick horse, if I'm not mistaken. Low shot off the backboards. This is going to get around Dustin Caravello, who's up top. That Niall Caravello play resulted in a 5-in-a-game major game misconduct penalty to Dylan Hutchinson. There's a big pick here in front of Austin Murphy. His shot ends up in the Steelhawk bench. Travis Sebalks was taken down. Matt Hodgins gets things started. Over the back there from Critch. Found Ferreira on his way to the net. Shot ends up in the stick of Ben, and he'll take it out of harm's way to get a fresh possession. High pick from Dance. Ferreira with the ball. Ferreira over top of everybody looking for Ben. A couple of seasons ago, a Toronto Rock draft pick out of the Orangeville Northman system. How many of those have there been over the years? Both Orangeville draft picks and Orangeville draft picks by Toronto. Heads up in the stands as this one's going to clear the plexiglass. As Toronto was caught very high near the timeline, way late in their shot clock, and this will give it over to Whitby. Toronto, a 1-goal lead, 14-13, 8.5 left in the fourth quarter. Arena Lacrosse League action from the Toronto Rock Athletic Center. Faking high, going low from the air was Whitby. Now the ball carrier on the near side falls after the Wendy save. And it'll be taken up here by Eric Krepensek. Krepensek for Muse. He'll cut back, and he's filled in. That may have been a high stick. Checking on him is Austin Murphy. Looked like a bit of apology there. Brendan Muse giving it to the official on the near side. He's got the ball now, and he'll be some fired up, you can tell. If he can get a shot away, there will be mustard on it, I guarantee. Here's Grasby, who does take the shot, skipped in front of Coote. And skipped wide, so we'll get a shot clock violation. And the Monarchs, ball was going to start on the near side with Austin Murphy. They let it roll on the far side where Cam Milligan will pick up as we near officials' timeout territory. Big pick in front from Seabolts. Another dunk attempt there from Keeley. He has one like that already. And with the crease violation call, we'll get the stoppage for the media timeout. 7.5 left in the fourth. It's a 1-goal lead for the Toronto Monarchs. Toronto Rock Athletic Center, it is last call here. 7.5 left in the fourth quarter, where the Monarchs lead 14-13. Just see the trainer returning to the bench now as she's in conversation with Blaine McCauley. And I'm sure that's about the status of Niall Caravello as his brother Dustin grabs this at the restraining line. Ferreira to Muse in the corner. Bouncer up top for Ben. Ben stopped from going through the middle. 15 on the shot clock. As it's in the corner, Caravello in behind now. He'll try a dunk shot and a crease violation against Jordan Dance. Brandon Turner. Around Ferreira. We'll find Mark Farthing. The Chris Bouchy, far side. Keeley and Murphy. Down in the corner for Blaze Riordan. He's got a hat trick tonight, does Riordan. Spins and fires, make it 4. And Toronto screaming for a crease violation call. Blaze Riordan ties it up at 4. 14 all here in the Toronto Rock Athletic Center. In what's been a great game, Whitby wins. They end up in a tie for first place. The Monarchs still with one game in hand, however, as we get down to the final couple weeks of the regular season here in the Arena Lacrosse League. Gillen tripped up as he tried to flip that into the pocket of his stick, and he'll end up batting it off the wall down into the attacking zone. Cody McLeod couldn't pick up. Gillen tried to come back at it again, and that forced Murphy to peel out. It will be Whitby possession, though, as Murphy goes for Keeley. Back here, Bouchy up top. Bouchy will go into the corner. Blaze Riordan. McLeod immediately on him as Keeley gets it back for Bouchy. I think he was looking for Milliken there, but it's intercepted by Adam Jay. And Jay will come down, fakes the pass, takes the shot, and a shrug from Coote. And he got caught up in the jersey of Lucas Coote. Pass directly to the front door for A.J. Keeley. Keeley hauled down, ball's long gone as they're still tangled up. Keeley now gets to his feet as the shot comes from in the middle from Murphy. Austin Murphy gets it back, a hard shot wide off the backboards, resets as the Monarchs pick up. Cody McLeod over center. Ball to the far side. Muse getting it now. Muse reaches over the top to Dance, whose low shot goes through the 5-hole of Lucas Coote. To 33 for Austin Murphy and 27 for Cam Milligan. It was a battle for first. It was a battle for between scoring leaders and goal leaders. And right now, it's the Monarchs one up, and it's Jordan Dance pulling away from the pack. As he came in third in points with 53. 58 on goals alone. And Milliken at 63, so he may be a little behind there as well. Here's Ben getting the pass from Critch. And Coote collapses when he hears the whistle and the ball squirts out. But he did keep it in front of him long enough. Here's Farthing over center now. 1-goal lead for Toronto here on their home floor. That is the Toronto Rock Athletic Center. Looking to lock down the top seed when they come back here for Final Four weekend. Off the backboard, Spencer Janes takes it and will pass up for Adam J., who puts the brakes on, facing 4 Whitby defenders. 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. 15-14, like we said, for Toronto. Grasby with it. Grasby for Muse. Pick in front from Dance. Muse creates space. Caravello. Waring couldn't get it past the screen. Now Dance with it again. His sidearm shot. Get the socks ready, folks. Except it's wide. It goes up into the rafters. As Whitby will get a fresh 30. I think it's too early for Lucas Coote. And this one close to center, and it will get over. As diving for it there was Keeley, I think. Spencer James went ripping after that ball as he realized there was a breakaway opportunity in. As Keeley went streaking to the bench, but now Whitby's got their guys back and will be evened up here as a sidearm shot comes from Ben. Not sure that hit Coote. I guess it didn't. The shot clock's down to 5 as it's played here by Critch. Guys all over him. Still gets the shot away. Rebound in front. Second opportunity from Ferreira. And a couple extra whacks, and then Ferreira one into the legs. Are we getting a penalty in behind here? Three minutes left. Whitby trailed by 1, and now they're down a man as the Monarchs look to make their mark on the power play. If you missed it earlier, a 5-minute major that started 5-on-3, and the Monarchs were unable to capitalize as the Steelhawks penalty killers stymied all of their attacks, led by Lucas Coote, who makes another good save here. Early in this one, Coote with it. He'll give to Mark Farthing. 8 count is on, and they will get it over in about 7 seconds. 2:20 left in the period. Coote stays where he is. Minute 20 left in the penalty. Shot clock down to 10 as Keeley reverse over the shoulder shot. Off the end boards and up out of play. Minute 10. On the near side, Dance. Brendan Muse. Jordan Dance. Back for Critch. Now Ben, who will rip and score. It's Jordan Critch who has the hat trick, all of them here in the fourth quarter. And a 2-goal lead for Toronto, minute 47. And that might actually do it. The 2-goal lead, and it was for chirping. Looked like the signal from the official. 16-14 Toronto, minute 47 left. Reminder, if you haven't already, to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click the notification button. You'll automatically know when our games are posted here on the JVI Sports Network. Not only here in winter ball, but as we make preparations for summer as well. At JVI Video on Twitter, where we'll let you know once those are finalized. Ball up top. Toronto's going to spread the floor here. Whitby's got 5 guys on the floor, so that was probably a 10 against Mark Farthing. There was initially 2 minutes on the board as an over-the-shoulder shot sails wide, so perhaps Whitby with a shot here as Caravello dumps the ball into the corner. Coote's going to take off to the bench here as Blaze Riordan brings it over center. He'll put it in the stick of Murphy. Now Milligan, far side Keeley. Milligan again with a minute left in the fourth. Blaze Riordan. Keeley, Milligan, Riordan. Oh, Wendy, what a save going to his left-hand side. Big rugby ruck for this ball as it's going to come out of the pile for Keeley. Both benches do have their timeouts as the shot comes from Keeley, and Wendy makes the save. He'll send it down the floor. This might be online. It is Craig Wendy! 17-14, the icing on the cake comes from the netminder. A goalie goal for number 1 in gold, Craig Wendy. 17-14 Toronto. And that will put them 2 points up on the Whitby Steelhawks. Whitby with 1 game in hand. Again, as we start ticking down the last couple weeks here, Gillen scrambling for it. It's going to be picked up by Jay. Again, both benches do have timeouts, as Jay will run around the near side. Double team on the ball here. 25 left in the quarter. Ball towards the Toronto bench, and they'll try and kill as much time as they can. They can take the game clock down to 4 with a shot clock violation here, as it's down to 5 seconds right now and under 10 to go in the game. Game of momentum changes as Caravello will lift it into the corner, and the Toronto Monarchs 2 points, now 4 up on the Whitby Steelhawks atop the Arena Lacrosse League standings. Visit arenalacrosse.ca for schedules, stats, standings, and scores from the Arena Lacrosse League. I'm Matthew Carrick on behalf of the Arena Lacrosse League and the JVI Sports Network, including our producer Gary Morrison and director Ryan Harkness. We wish you good night, and we'll talk to you next time.